again, not to understate zoob's run through this bracket. It has been a long way, but usually Seth at this far in the bracket we would usually see from Ags in this bracket, but it seems that Zoob, one-upping in placement here, trying to prove themselves against the competition, and especially against a PR representative like Passion. There's a lot to represent here, right?
Like Passion's trying to wait and see, get a lot of his options, his consistent Steve combos to come out. Get a little bit more of these happen as he sharks underneath that side B, gets a good up air. One wing is out, however, so Steve's gonna have to be careful of that extra mobility that Sephiroth now has access to.
Yes, and one thing I should state, unfortunately, you know, we're not seeing it quite yet. It could be an experience thing, but something that Passion and other players have stated so often is that
oh no, okay.
Very good
I thought that was
extension.
strong. I thought that was strong minecart, and I thought that would take the stock literally 70.
I mean, he is going a little crazy here. Very much punished for pressing a button after that minecart, right? And immediately doing the scintilla to almost close out that stock. Wants to find any bit more damage possible, and getting the weak dash attack to at least get a punish off that out smash. It's something at least.
Yeah, this is I'm not sure how this matchup looks, but I'm pretty sure Sephiroth could win it. Good tech from Szoob right there. Yeah, okay. Not finding that kill with that up throw, and it's I think Steve's up throw kills at this percent too.
Yeah, Steve's up throw is very close to killing against another featherweight like this, right? The up throw will do it, especially with Rage off the top of PS2. So another stock closer there, and very good percent for Passion to be at on his first stock still, but very soon closing it out with that big F tilt. And the diamond is out. Good read on the spot dodge there to close out, to start up Shadow Flares to begin advantage state, immediately punishing that minecart out of hit stun from Passion.
This diamond's probably going to start racking up percent and getting this material up pretty quick, because that's something that Steve also gets with diamond. It's just faster access to more materials.
The down tilt, just a bit of a slower method of triggering that TNT, just scaring Szoob a little bit too much at the ledge and rushing into that directional air dodge off stage. It's been unfortunate. Probably wanted to buffer a roll get up off the ledge, I imagine, but
that or get ready to tech for the anvil that was kind of barreling right down on the face.
Yes, and this is sort of the opposite of what I would be seeing normally in this matchup, because we were talking about it's like, oh, Seth might be able to win here, and yeah, this is the huge thing. And again, it might just be a matchup and experience thing from Szoob finding a Steve at such a high caliber, but Sephiroth is a very strong character against Steve in particular, because, I mean, Sephiroth has the walling power, and the difference of frame data doesn't matter a whole lot with Steve's very slow out of shield options with range, right? Because Steve's out of shield options are quite fast, but their range is so slow that if Sephiroth is able to space things out, he puts up a huge wall against Steve, and it's so powerful. It's hard for Steve to deal with, but you're playing against a Steve as good as Passion, and it's a test to see if even the matchup's going to matter too much, because, man, someone could say it's like, why are you losing Steve Sephiroth, right? But, you know, this is a rare opportunity to see a player like Szoob on stream fight against a PR of the state, so especially with Steve at that, so
he's
very intimidating.
A lot of these setups going pretty clean. Szoob is starting to figure out a little bit of these better ways around the TNT setups as Passion just continues to get these materials set up. And unfortunate SD from right there. I see Passion. One thing I want to mention that he's really favoring sharking underneath, or just kind of hurtbox shifting himself directly underneath all of Sephiroth's options with the upbeat. Is not a very conventional move for Steve's to be just throwing out a neutral.
Speaking of just throwing stuff out, it seems that Passion has a perfect read on every ledge option that Szoob is going to be going for. Doing a bit of momentum sliding off of that minecart there after it was immediately destroyed, and now we got Wing to present to Passion. At least get another jump here and start off the neutral strong for Szoob here. Even stocks. Now getting a decent amount of damage, especially with Wing. Doing a Wing double jump Nair can lead to a really good amount of advantage state damage for Sephiroth. But unfortunately, landing into that minecart and Zoob raising his head up into the air, a bit unfortunate to be in that spot. And man, Passion is ready to carry a bunch of damage as he just gets hit by a huge Octo Slash.
Good reset with that up air. Finding a lot more creative combos.
Oh man, immediately down tilting to reset his position on the blocks to get an attack immediately after to carry even more pressure. Passion is pulling out the tech, going a bit crazy. Even with no materials, though, he's perfectly fine just playing the advantage state game against a character like Seph. And that back air is going to close it out. He got a little bit too greedy, but now he's just playing around his shield. Playing around his shield so hard, and I could tell that Zoob felt very overwhelmed by the pressure presented by Passion there. That is something that you won't see out of every Steve, you know? You won't see that out of every Steve you fight. And, man, it's such a crazy threat, that pressure that Passion was putting up. It's going to be very hard for Zoob to decide what the best stage for him is going to be, to try and sneak in a couple of extra games here to potentially win the set.
He made full use of the iron that he kind of just spawned into the game with, getting a minecart to make that shield low into the anvil to just hit whatever panic option that Sephiroth might throw out from there. Going to town and city, a little bit of a bigger stage, a little bit more room to play around these with both Steve combos and Sephiroth getting around them.
A very good SDI out on that very last jab to close things out, but yeah.
What a zero to death.
You can't do Octo Slash high above the stage like that, because Passion is going to be ready to pull out minecart as an edge guarding tool. That minecart didn't really have any risk to it either, so he was fine with just putting it out there. Even if, as presented in the first game, actually, it did the weak hit of the minecart, but there was still no commitment there. It was good damage, but now resulting in a kill off the side here. It's damage is piling even further on it. Damage is piling so fast, and this seems like it might already be over.
Yeah, but it looks like maybe a little bit might be working out, but more ledge trapping from getting that down tilt to activate that TNT and that grab range, just barely not connecting. With Passion getting more of these materials, finding this iron. But on this stage, he will be kind of hard-pressed for iron. I don't think Town gives quite as much. Yeah, but he will make the most of it whenever he does have it.
I mean, he had iron pulled right there into the iron, into the anvil, so perfect seed for him to get these iron materials to close out another stock, and now it's 50% built up. It's just so close to victory for Passion. He is seeing it now, wanting to go to losers finals.
Slash from Scoob, trying to get themselves back into this game, only 59%, and they kept wing. That is massive for this matchup. But it looks like this town and city pick has been doing wonders right now, kind of allowing an easier kill option off of the side, but up smash is going to rack up a bunch of percent. Okay.
Big 83, and yeah, it's still so vulnerable to minecart, right? We've seen Zoob get hit so often by that minecart. It's the most, I would say, irritating option presented there from Passion. Just perfectly fine with getting away with doing so many minecarts against Zoob, and that's going to be a